You're listening to the Wreck-It Podcast, Episode 3.
He says, "Hey everyone, and welcome to the Wreck-It Podcast." He said his name's Jake, and he's always been told he had a voice for radio, and that he has the hots for Nathan.
No, okay, I'll just speak normally. Hi guys, it's episode 3 of the Wreck-It Podcast. I'm Jake, and I'm here with
Jamie,
Nathan,
And Samuel.
and today we'll be looking at my girth. Sorry. Today we'll be talking about what we've been doing. Well, what we've been up to with our videos.
it's a pretty quick video if we start looking at your girth.
What's coming up next, which is again another link. We'll also be hearing from Nathan about his cliffhanger story. I know you guys have been waiting for that one. So actually, let's kick it off with that.
So just remind us what the story was from last time.
Right, so my kidnapping story last time. So the story I gave was that when I was younger, there was someone who tried to kidnap me and the police were involved. So you two both at the time said that you thought it was true. Do you still think it is?
I still think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
It sounds reasonable.
And just as a reminder for everyone, obviously Samuel didn't answer because he would have been there and known. So yeah, you were both correct. It was actually true.
It's quite scary.
Yeah.
So, okay, what's the details of this story then?
So the details were I was at my friend's house and I'd been there for the evening and he really only lived the street over from me and then there were some garages in between. And my older brother came over to collect me and he was going to walk back with me. So it really wasn't very far at all. And he collected me and as we went to walk through these garages, this car came up behind us, but it was driving quite quickly, which is really strange because if you've got two young kids walking through some garages, why in a car would you be driving really quickly behind them?
Yeah, that's a little scary.
Because of this happened, we were sort of like jogging or running to keep in front of this car, which is weird by itself. And then because of that situation happening, my brother sort of ran over to the pavement on the left, which was by where all the houses were. And I went onto the pavement on the right, which was sort of isolated by itself. So as this happened, the car drove over to where I was, pulled up, and it started winding down its window. And the guy in the car was beckoning at me to come over.
Maybe the poor guy just wanted directions.
Maybe. And he was like, "Oh, this kid's running. He must know where he's going." And then he's like, "Oh, he's running faster. I'll have to drive faster to keep up with him."
So that's what you'd think, but the weird part which makes me suspicious, so first of all, why would he be driving so quickly? And the other bit was that, so while this happened, I was sort of paralysed with fear, like you are when you're a kid and you're that age, and it's drilled into you, you don't talk to strangers, you don't get into their cars, and then something like that happens. Now, while this had happened, my older brother had ran to our front door, and he was banging on it for like my parents to answer it. And then either my mum or dad opened the door and looked out at this car, and as soon as that happened, the car sped off. And when I say sped off, like immediately.
That's creepy.
Accelerated quickly, and yeah. So like a lot of those things in that story just don't make sense if it was a genuine.
Well, yeah.
And also, why would you ask a 7 or 8-year-old for directions?
Yeah. Don't worry. I think
and why would you speed off if
that was to try and help you feel better?
Yeah, I think so. My mum made a police report and it was all formalised and everything. But obviously, like, we didn't get a reg number or anything like that. And nothing.
Camera phones exist at that time.
No.
Right. Okay.
I don't even know if the old Nokia phones did.
Right. Wow. Okay.
So it's prehistoric. I mean, we could have remembered the registration plate, but like at my age, you don't think of that. My parents don't know what's going on. They've just answered the door.
Well, you
My
said you were
older brothers-
paralysed in fear as well.
Yeah,
so
you are at
probably
that
didn't
age.
even see it or like clock it.
Yeah, as a kid, that's your biggest fear.
Yeah.
So there you go. And then, yeah, a police report was made. Nothing further came of it. There were no kidnappings in my area. So it makes you wonder what that was
there
about.
was no others then, at least. Because
No.
if there was like a string of them or something.
Yeah, I would have been concerned.
That's quite a deep story, actually, in comparison to my one, which I was almost in a porno. That's quite I think that's quite a cool story.
And that was our comedy podcast. So
see you guys next time.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, quite scary story. Didn't expect that
No.
that to happen.
Yeah.
My one at the end won't be quite as dark as that. But
Yeah.
for all our viewers out there who were really wishing Nathan got kidnapped, nearly kidnapped, sorry. You were right.
He lives at a dress. No, I'm joking.
He lives at a dress.
No. Oh.
He wears a dress.
This is true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we've been doing is we've sent out a couple of videos, and by a couple I mean 4.
Not that we're counting.
Yeah, I am.
Not that we're monitoring. Not that we're looking at the analytics.
Yeah,
Not
every day, every hour.
Not that we're checking the monetization.
So, does
we got what, 10p today?
10? He's stealing some of our share.
Yeah, I know.
Let's get him, boys.
Jamie told me it was only 4.
Yeah. 4?
4. That's a penny each.
Why am I getting 2p? Right, anyway. So the first one was Picture Perfect. So
that was a long time ago now.
yeah, that was quite a while. Who wants to talk mostly about that?
Do you
Jamie?
want to, Jamie?
Oh,
So it
I
was
was
between
just-
us two,
I
wasn't
was
it?
waiting for you guys to ask me.
Well,
okay,
you were a big feature.
This
so.
is true. Picture Perfect was basically I don't remember how we came to the idea of doing Picture Perfect, but it was just like we just had to imagine at the time that someone taking a picture, and how can we repeat that process over and over and over and over again, and every time we do, they score 1 point for taking that picture. So we did a few attempts which didn't kind of work out too well, and then I got...
We're not supposed to tell them about our poor attempts. No, these are one-take
Well,
things,
one-take
guys.
things.
Promise, definitely.
The thing is that like, I think we mentioned this in previous podcasts. Is like every time we go out, we have to think about what is good footage to use, right? So we might do something 4 or 5 times over, but in the end, you might get... So like, for example, when we do a challenge or something, that could be like 15, 20 attempts. And then you might only filter that down to 5, and you think, okay, which are the good ones that we can use to make a video out of? So that was kind of more or less the case with this one, is we tried a few times, it just wasn't working. And so I got one which was like more or less the lady was kind of responding. And then afterwards she's like, oh yeah, I got to go home or whatever. And then afterwards, Nathan, how many attempts did you take? I think that was your second or something like that.
Yeah, I think the first one was over after one. No, I think I got a few out the first one, so it wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. It was probably similar to how you'd done. Mm-hmm. And then the second guy was outside the pavilion, so I think he was Japanese.
Yeah, but you just like sometimes so the thing with filming is that sometimes you just find the nicest people, and that sometimes that one person just comes along and it just that it's gonna make a good attempt, and then it's just down to us to not screw it up basically.
Yeah.
So and that was one of those situations where you just how many times did you get that picture taken?
So what's really funny is the two things are in the video. I remember that you actually when it was edited, we had to fast forward it just because it was so long.
Yeah, right.
And I was trying to drag it out as long as I could because he would wonder if he was taking the same picture over and over again. So do you remember I would have to do a different pose each time?
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was running out of poses, and this guy was just so willing to keep taking pictures. And he's got
he loved it more than you.
Did you repeat poses?
I was getting to the point where I almost had to. I was doing like Superman poses, crouching down.
You should have got him in for like a selfie or something.
Yeah. Do you think he had a challenge going on where he had to take someone's photo as many times as possible?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. It got to a point, I think it's either 12 or 13. And then after that, I went over to him and he was like smiling and he put his hand out to take my phone again. And I just thought, I can't do this guy again. And I also thought,
you're like, I've already won, okay?
It's like, there is no way Jamie would have found someone else in Brighton who would have taken that many pictures. And he had like his child in a pram and like...
Oh no, you stopped someone with a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad
Those
about
precious
it.
memories.
So I thought, no, take the win.
Yeah, but
yeah, step out at that point.
But the thing is, after that, is like whenever you do something like a challenge, you've then got to flee the scene afterwards. And that was the thing. Like, so Nathan had to like flee the scene, and then we were just like reviewing the footage back. Okay, did we get everything? And the guy was standing there looking at us, like looking at all 4 of us, just like reviewing the footage. And it's like, I was quite suspicious at that point. But yeah.
We actually didn't see Nathan then for 3 days because of how much he fled.
Yeah, right.
He fled so far we couldn't find him.
Because the thing is, that was quite
maybe a car picked him up.
Yeah. How were you running at least?
So we did that one. What was the next one we did after that?
So actually, if it's all good, I'd like to talk about this one. This was a lot of fun for me. We called it Smash Smash Smash.
Smash Smash?
Smash Smash?
Smash Smash.
Oh, Smash Smash.
Basically, that part was just one of the parts of it, but it became the title. I think the general idea was to get me to just do random stuff around Brighton. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just We had a bunch of different ideas. One of them, it was literally, we saw the shop I Smash. Jamie goes, wouldn't it be really funny if you went in and just said smash, smash, and just kept saying smash as if you couldn't say any other words? And so that's that scene.
Yeah, pretty much. But the thing is, I think we hadn't had a video for quite a while at that moment. And so we thought, okay, let's just try and get back into the feel of it. And we'll just do like a solo video or something. And sounds like a porn video.
I was about to say, I've seen those on the internet.
So, and then, yeah, what happened? So then we did that video. We had a few things in mind to do. And then that one was just literally on the spur of the moment. We just saw that shop. And we was like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if... Oh, wait, actually, it would be really funny if. So...
Then I think, we just got the cameras rolling and
spontaneously.
Smash.
Yeah.
My role was really easy for that because all I had to do was not say a different word, but smash.
And you got a selfie with the guy.
Yeah, I kept showing him the phone and then just took a picture, and I swear he did a little pose.
I think that was the best part of that video.
Yeah,
you got the picture and his pose in it.
And I think that's why we had to title it that, because otherwise, what would it have been? Jake being a prat.
Yeah, maybe.
Jake being himself.
Yeah. So I went into the pet shop with the mouse.
That's true.
That was great. I think. I don't think they really wanted to help, which was quite worrying because I was really putting on that I was worried.
But you know what the funny thing was, is the Smash guy, is that I think for about maybe 2 or 3 times he repeated to you, listen, we don't smash phones, we fix them.
It's like as if, no, I just didn't know that.
But like, who in their right mind goes to a shop and is like, yeah, could you smash my phone for me?
Yeah, but no one, because they just go into the shop and say the word smash.
Right.
I mean, the shop's called I Smash.
Right.
It's
Smash.
Are they saying it? Are they smashing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Am I smashing? Who's the I here?
Yeah, but it's like they're insinuating that's a paid service that they pay they
to smash.
Yeah, right. So no, we don't smash them, we fix them.
It's like, well, that's why I left.
Right.
Yeah, never going back. Actually, probably going back.
I think if you listen back to because you had the microphone, but you can catch people laughing behind you too.
No, I think there was like a couple of people in there at the same
they were
time.
laughing.
So that's like the thing we forget is when we're doing these videos, we're focusing on us and the people we're speaking to. But there must be like so many like people in the background just like listening in, thinking, what the hell is going on here?
And there were people laughing when he said you said smash smash, and he said no, we don't. You went smash 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 smash, and then I'm sure that they were laughing in the back. So
they seem to find it quite funny.
Yeah,
I think. Well, I mean, even the guy who I was talking to, he was definitely smiling most of the time. Like I think he must have cottoned on to the fact that maybe I could say things that weren't the word smash, but I was choosing not to. I think he had me figured out.
Did he say to at the end, get out?
No.
I don't know
he
why
actually at no point told me to leave.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he said something like, go find somewhere else to smash phones or something.
I mean, if he did, I didn't pay attention to it.
And you gave him like a really like sad look, like smash smash.
Smash. Yeah, that was really good fun.
Yeah.
That was one of my favourite ones to film.
Did you have a smash in time?
I had an absolutely good time.
Yeah,
it was fun.
So I think that was probably the highlight of that video. I think. Other than the fact that you're asking people for a blowy outside of a toilet. Yeah. So.
But that's just me on a daily basis.
Right.
All you had to do is get the camera out for that one.
Right.
Speaking of people in the background, actually, there was a scene there where I'd asked a guy if he wanted a blowy, normal fare, and then I think he then walked behind us and started recording me.
Yes, it's
Really?
true. It's true.
So
really?
I didn't know that.
maybe not direct laughter, but some attention.
It's true. So we had the camera set up, and I was standing by the camera. So we've kind of worked out, depending on whether we're filming or we've got other people filming, that in actual fact, it's not the hardest thing is not doing the thing; it's the filming, because the people just suspect something's up so quickly.
Yeah.
Especially when there's something like a bit abnormal going on. So one of the cameras was set up, and I was standing by the cameras just to make sure no one steals it or whatever. And there was a guy filming me, filming you, basically.
Yeah.
So, and you came up to me and said, "Oh, guy behind you, whatever." And I turn around, this guy's literally like got his camera out.
What do you reckon he was doing?
I don't know. Yeah, what a weirdo filming people in public.
Yeah, I know. Who would do that?
Outside the toilet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sad.
What we should have done is had one of us. What we should have done is had one of us then film him filming you, filming Jake.
Yeah.
I would have, but I had a hairdryer.
It'd be like the Congo, just like a chain line of us.
A circle of filming.
Were we all there at that time? No, it was just us three, I think, at the time.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think I was there at the
Yeah, I
time.
don't think you were.
No, actually, wait. I remember recording the.
Look, I
the
remember
Ice
one of
Smash
you.
place.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait.
No, I was there.
No, we did that took 2 days to do.
Oh,
one,
sure.
Yeah. So you came the second.
My
time.
mouse died.
So low. No, actually no low.
So that was very fun. The next we had was the anonymous station.
Yeah. So Samuel can.
So I'm trying to think how we even came up with. I think originally we didn't have the idea for the video, but we had the idea for the location of the video.
Yeah. Right.
So like when we record these places, there's so many factors. You need a clear view. It can't be too crowded. Easy to record, but like not easy to get spotted.
So let's pick a security guarded train station.
Yeah, it's our kind of logic.
Yeah.
So that was the first step, and we knew we wanted to record the whole video in the station. And when it's not too busy, you've got a huge wide open room.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like really ideal if you can get it right. And also we had like a wall we could like have our back against, and it just worked.
Yeah.
So then kind of working back from there, I think it was your idea, Jamie, for the
Possibly.
Wait.
I think we were searching.
An idea was Jamie's.
Yeah.
Nah, that doesn't happen.
That never happens.
No.
So yeah, the idea was just, in short, you just have to find. We make up stations, and and we thought of some really good station ideas actually.
Yeah, I think the names came first. So,
My favourite one I think was Babe Station. I love that one.
simple but effective.
Yeah.
Unlike the channel Babe Station.
Yeah, sure. That's not
Very complicated.
Exactly.
What is a 10-minute free view anyway?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah.
So we basically came up with fake names. We texted each other at the time, and then we put the message that was texted at the time of the video, corresponding to when we were talking. And we basically just had to find someone to direct us to any platform, as long as that you have the name of, as long as I say, this weird name is at this platform. So that was effectively what
Did anyone give a single platform?
Samuel got one.
I think
okay.
at one point I was thinking we are never going to do this.
Yeah.
I was sure like neither of us would win.
But
I think it was the last one I did actually.
Yeah,
the last one of the day was the one
Jamie
that got it.
Doug and Doug one guy for a platform number.
I like how you clarify that platform number.
Yeah, platform number. The guy originally said something and then he took it back.
Yeah.
That was the best bit for me.
What?
Jamie's heart was just crushed in 2 seconds.
But there was one I was just so persistent, like just
Fiery
going,
toots.
Fiery toots, so toot. And what I realized is that people are so English in some respects. They really want to help you, and they don't want to give you false information.
Yeah.
So it took a long time for someone just to give any indication, And here's the thing: I think that might be the video we've got a lot of outtakes from. That we've got, so because I did one, there was 2 that we didn't include in the video. I think they were both mine. So one guy asked whether, do you know where the Jedi Council estate was? that was one. It was the Jedi Council estate, and I can't remember what I was talking backwards to him, like Yoda. Like, because the text message was like a Yoda message, like written all backwards. And again, he was just being so nice, and he was like, "I'm so sorry, I don't know where it is." It could be any platform. Just give me one freaking platform, and he wouldn't give me the
number.
platform.
And then I think one I had which didn't make the cut was a place called Bad Earring.
Yeah, right.
So basically, the joke being bad hearing, and
I don't get it.
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant to say that.
Yeah, right.
and I got up to someone, asked them where a place was, well, Bad Earring in this case. Then they'd go, "Oh, how do you spell it?" And I go, "Huh? What?" Then they go, "Oh, how do you spell it?" And I go, "Huh? What?" Bad Earring.
Pretty good.
I think that's what made that video, is like the innuendos and stuff which you guys came up with, and they just went over the people's heads completely.
Yeah.
Right. Except for one. And this guy was really suspicious of me. So I asked him where. I said, "I'm looking for a place nearby here. It's called Tiny Cox." Tiny Cox. Have you heard of Tiny Cox before? And he said to me like, "Oh, he said, no, I've never heard. Is this a joke or something?" No. My friend sent it to me. It's like, you need to reevaluate your friends.
True.
He wasn't wrong, was
he?
But he was looking around for cameras and things like that, and he thought he was on something. I was like, Tiny Cox. And he watched me walk all the way out the station. And I was like, okay, we have to hold the fort a little bit and let him leave.
And that's the worst part of our videos, is if we film a take, then have to go back to that place, and
Yeah.
that person's still there, it just does not work.
Well, we
So,
have to pretend we're just, off our heads or something.
Yeah,
I
and then
mean,
the-
it's Brighton, it works.
And the worry is they'll like walk in and like interrupt us
Yeah, right.
because like they've obviously
Yeah.
we're in the last take.
Didn't you get in that video a guy to Google Babe Station?
Not
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Samuel.
Oh wow.
So like he just didn't read into it, and then like he took me to the sign or the map and kind of was looking for it. Then he got his phone out, and I'm thinking, oh my god, no, is he gonna do it? Like half of me wanted it for like the humor side of it and for like you guys watching. Half of me was like, oh my god, this is gonna be the most cringeworthy thing. And like he's slowly typing away, and then he just goes in like the most posh voice. Babe Station is an adult sex line.
It's similar to Smash Mash, actually, where I got a guy to Google cock tower.
This is true.
Yeah, and and he kept saying where a location for it possibly could be. But a place called Cock Tower at least doesn't exist in Brighton, maybe elsewhere.
But this is the thing. You were very blunt about. The difference is like Samuel was like quite, I guess, genuinely looking for it. Whereas you're no, that's the clock tower.
Yeah.
I want the clock tower.
I want the Cock Tower.
So
Yeah.
good. And then so finally we just recently published a video which was probably one of the better videos we've done for quite a while.
Definitely agree
Which
with
is
that.
the dirty translator.
Yeah.
So
Also, it was just so fun.
the thing is, it's like we're very sometimes we can be online chatting to each other and just like trying to think of ideas, and it's very difficult to think of ideas
And like
sometimes.
it's like if you're trying to focus on it, you can't do it. But the best videos come when you're not focusing on it,
Yeah.
and then they just come to you.
Right.
And I think this one just came. We were just like eating, pizza out,
Yeah.
and just thinking of ideas. And I don't even know how it came about, but it just like suddenly. Do you remember?
I vaguely remember how. It was Jamie floated this idea of reading out of someone's
Wait,
diary.
Jamie floated the idea.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
can you
I
believe
thought.
it? Can you believe it? Of reading out someone's diary and then, reading really embarrassing things. Weren't sure exactly how to get that to work. But then I just remembered this strange thing from being a kid where me and, I don't remember if it was all my siblings, but we just talk in gibberish and as if it's its own language. And then we thought, well, that'd be a good idea that I talk in that. I look Arabic. Look like a, I don't know,
Like a Middle
mafia
Eastern
boss,
right.
but the Arabic kind.
Yeah.
And have Samuel be my translator and get it all wrong.
Yeah.
And
I
then
like in
me
a way
get angry.
like me kind of being like like you're naturally better at speaking the language than me, like our made up
the
language.
fake language.
Like
yeah.
I really struggle with that, but like that works in really well with it because I'm like the bad translator. Like I'm really bad at my job, and
Yeah.
then like Jake gets like really frustrated and angry with me, and it like works in so well, like naturally.
I thought the scene at the restaurant. I think that would be one of my favourites ever.
I think like that's. I mean, me and Jake were saying it's not just like our favorite video we've produced, but like for us to like from our perspective, we found it so fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, we were just laughing so hard, like trying to keep a straight face during the scenes was so difficult.
Yeah, there was one time where we were sat there trying to do a scene, hadn't really got anywhere so far because we were given some menus to a place. It was outside, and Samuel made me laugh so much that we sort of realised it wasn't going to work. And then a guy came out after a bit and told us that they don't serve outside. So I don't know what that was about. I will say one thing as well, back on the idea of spontaneous good ideas happening. I will shout out to my brother who helped us film,
This
and
is
he
true.
came up with the classic toilet roll with me doing my outside poop.
That was incredible. Like, so here's the thing. We initially went out to do the dirty translator. We called it the bad translator at the time. But we went out to do this video, and then we were doing things like we had, for example, the first scene, which is the pavilion one, and the second one, which was we did the faux restaurant the first time. Do you remember?
Yep.
So
That didn't work. The guy was too nice.
yeah, so we did the faux, and the thing is, we learned quite a few things that day. That it was just like in the end we just scrapped the footage because it was just like we might as well just do it straight out again. So we did that, but also I felt like watching it back, it was too empty in the blank spaces, So we need a scene that's just like of random like Jake just doing stupid things,
But
like,
dressed in that suit.
yeah. But the point was like this kind of Middle Eastern rich guy that just came to England and is trying to adapt to the culture, just doesn't get it. Like, so simple things like the toilet scene, for example, which we were like,
I may have a suit, but I'll still do it outside.
right. So but the thing is, we were in that situation and you were there and was like, oh, this is going to be incredible. We bought a newspaper just really quickly. and then your brother just says like, "Oh, do you guys need toilet paper?"
Yeah,
And
he's
it's
like, hold on, I've got
"Hold
something
on."
for this.
And he just
Whips out the toilet paper.
gets out a bog roll from his bag. I was like, "This is perfect."
So good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And
I
then
had
the
to
other
pull my
funny
trousers down for that.
And the
Yeah.
funny
Sorry, go
thing,
on.
and during that scene, like we were just recording it, and then like this old lady came along, and like the pathway was really narrow, so like she waited because she saw we were recording, and she was there for like 30 seconds plus, just watching this recording right in front of her eyes. And
She
she,
just-
Our
she's just-
eyes locked at one point. I didn't like that, but I think she did.
But the thing is like you did it with the trousers on. I was like, "No, Jake, they have to come off." Like, it's like,
was,
just do it quickly.
Yeah, I'll pull my trousers down for this channel in public, which actually I wouldn't do if any police are listening, because that can get you a public order. No, so yeah, not going to do that. Never would do that.
Yeah,
it was fake.
The only
Promise.
scene that we didn't include from that one was you dry humping that big bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go and eat at that restaurant though. That's the problem.
So the scene was quite funny actually, because the restaurant was full of people inside, and just on the outside
and it was like
their
glass
window,
windows.
glass
Yeah.
window, just outside this Jake just dry humping.
I mean,
this-
in my
this bull.
country, that's what we would do.
Right.
Is the idea of the video.
Right. So anyway, so yeah, we managed to get all that, and yeah, I think that came out quite well in the end.
I'm
so,
very very happy with it.
yeah,
I think we had one more video to talk about, and that's www.pornhub. Oh no, sorry,
That's
this
advertising.
no, sorry, that's something else.
Yeah.
What we can talk about is what will be coming up next.
Yeah, well, that's Nathan's end of.
Yeah, so we've been doing this for a few years now, and we've got quite a lot.
And
of
it's,
different-
we're getting feelings, and I really feel like we're making a step forward.
Oh,
and
really?
I feel like we need a symbol of, the way this channel's going.
our commitment.
Just for the viewers, Samuel said all of that staring right into Nathan's eyes.
No, so yeah, what I actually had in mind was we've done quite a few videos, and
And it's been, a while.
it's been a while. So it's almost the end of 2019 now.
Whoa.
And I thought, why don't we
do that.
sell out like every other TV
Why
show,
don't we
a
sell
YouTube channel, and reuse footage we've already shown you guys, but combine it into one video?
So it will look really funny.
Yeah, because
and
we're
you'll
taking the
watch
best
it.
bits.
Yeah.
So basically, the idea is that
But don't we already take the best bits for the videos?
these
Which,
are
by the
best
way,
bits of the best bits.
By the way, guys, if you're watching this thinking, I don't like this, well, sorry, those are the best bits.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's all we've got for you.
So yeah, basically the idea is that we want to recap for the end of this decade. That's how we're
Yeah,
going to frame it as a reason for doing this video.
I love how we're
Selling out.
given the fake excuse
Yeah, but-
as we're telling them what we're doing.
But also, we want to promote the channel to new people and get new people watching. I thought it'd be a really good idea to have one video which encompasses everything we've
All
done.
the best bits. I
Yeah.
actually think that, and it also just means no work for us, but more work for Jamie.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is
Well, actually,
do anyway.
Nathan's on board for this one.
Hey.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
I'll help.
Yeah. Actually, you can help if you want.
Damn.
I'll find out. But yeah, here's the thing. I think that in terms of so if you think back to the first time that we actually went out recording a video, that was in 2017, and we officially made that live in 2018. So it's what, a good 2 years worth of work, I would say. And the thing is, we're not a channel that it's impossible to upload content every day. It's just we can't do that. So for 2 years worth of work, I think we've got a lot that we can compile into kind of one montage, if you like.
definitely.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'd be quite happy watching back our best,
Our best bits, yeah.
Because it doesn't have to be... Because often the videos are in... Well, they're a piece rather than just, here's some silly different pranks.
Yeah.
So it will be good to see some of those things that are like, within a character,
Yeah.
just randomly stuck in a different place, and us just being silly.
So here's the thing. This is what I'm not sure about. I'm not sure. We're still thinking of how we're going to construct it. I wasn't sure if to put like a green screen and we have us talking and then we show the best parts, or we make it a little bit more personal, or we ask Ati, who's our narrator, to kind of talk over it, or... So we're still thinking of the format of it, but that's kind of where we're looking at. So
Yeah.
I think I've still got a document with loads of ideas that we were like, oh, that's a good idea, we should do that. Oh yeah, we should do that one, like different challenge ideas or characters and stuff. So
We've got stuff still to make.
yeah, there's still some.
The world hasn't been wreck-kitted yet.
Yeah, hasn't been wrecked
Completely.
enough. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we're actually going to finish up now. This time, this is going to be my cliffhanger,
Okay.
and
I'm genuinely scared as to where this is going to go.
Yeah, me too.
it's actually way less bad than Nathan's.
Okay.
So it's just a funny thing because it relates to me and it's how I am. So my story is when I was 4, I went missing. So I went missing, couldn't find my family, and the exact reason was because I thought we were going to McDonald's.
I mean, that I believe is a true story.
Nathan, Samuel?
Could you give us more clarification? Where did you go missing? What McDonald's were you going
And
for?
how long did you
Oh,
go
I don't
missing
remember.
for?
That is somewhere in London. That's where we lived at the time.
What, so you sort of walked off to find this McDonald's and not your family?
So without giving too...
Okay, I'm going to cut you there. I'm going to go false because it would have been Nando's.
Yeah.
Nando's wouldn't have existed when I was 4, right? By the way, Nando's, give us stuff. So... Sponsorship from sponsored chips.
Yeah.
From Nando's. Right.
That'd be like Nathan's worst nightmare if we got sponsored by Nando's.
Especially for Nathan. Right. So couple of details. The problem is if I go into too many details, it'll be too obvious it's false or it will seem too true.
Yeah.
So I won't go into too much. But basically, I think what it was, I heard my sister say the word McDonald's. And I just thought, oh, that's where we're going. Just trundled along to McDonald's, then couldn't find anyone. And then at some point I just spoke to some woman and asked, because, you're told not to talk to strangers.
Yeah.
But whatever. And just, said, oh, I've lost my mum. I can't find her. I remember she bought me a pack of Smarties and they were 32 pence at the time.
Wow.
Think about how times have changed, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I literally remember the cost because obviously I remember that event. And, it was only like... God, I actually cannot remember how long it would have taken. As someone at age 4, it felt like 10 years.
Right.
But it was probably about 20 minutes.
I feel...
And then the hamburger kidnapped you. And
Yeah, it's not quite that story. Sorry, guys.
All right, so I'm going to go true.
Okay.
Just because Nando's
What makes
didn't
me
exist then.
sceptical is both mine and Jamie's stories were true. And I feel like for a bit of variety, you should say one that's false. But then it would be obvious that it's false.
Wait,
so maybe you're keeping us on our toes by picking
Are you saying
true.
I should have picked one that's false already and thought of that one? Whoops. Yeah, that's what I've done or not, maybe.
My theory is that it's true, but maybe you've changed some of the details to make it false. Like you wanted to go to KFC.
If I tell the story, I think of it as the gist of the details.
Okay. I'm going to go with true just because I think it's definitely something you would have done.
McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to go false.
Whoa.
Yeah, right. I think...
Woo!
Here's the thing. I think that parts of it are true, and I'm sure this has probably happened. But again, I feel there's small details. And I feel
Those
that-
Smarties are at least 40p.
Right, here's the thing.
32p.
Right, so here's the thing.
Actually, that might be
I
me
think-
mixing it up with another memory.
I
That also
think-
didn't happen. It's false, actually.
Right, I think that the details of the Smarties were too accurate to...
Hey, it's a number. I'm going to remember those.
Yeah, so it's true, yeah. So I think that's quite like the reverse psychology of accuracy. So I'm going to guess false.
Okay,
Okay.
interesting. So we're going to probably remember
So-
those for next time.
Yeah. No, I'll stick with true.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, you'll find out next time. It's the only way we keep them listening. Well, we've got one more thing to say, guys, before we go, and that's that old subscribe button. Wreck it.
Wreck it.
Don't forget, you can check out the YouTube channel and all the social media links for more Wreck-It content.